Hey, thanks for tuning into the video today. Really appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoy this kind of content, you're looking to learn more about bass fishing, seasonal patterns, baits, all those kinds of things, hit that subscribe button down below. We really appreciate you helping us grow the channel. What's up, folks? Sean, the Average Angler, coming at you with another great video. And why do I have these things in? I don't know. Great video tonight. It is night. It's not my usual time to make a video, but life gets in the way sometimes and you just have to do what you can do. So we're going to talk about a technique tonight that is very easy to fish. Everybody should have in their arsenal because it works on all types of water. I think it's very underutilized. Won by me for a long time, but I've really gotten into this technique in the last, 12 years or so. And it can be absolutely deadly. If you watch any professional tournament fishing, BASS, MLF, that kind of thing, you've probably seen it. Maybe you didn't think too much of it. You can fish it anywhere. That's really the beauty of it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the good old swim jig. We're gonna go over some swim jigs here, where to fish them, that kind of thing. Why the power of the swim jig? Okay, because they are excellent. And if you think about a chatterbait, a swim jig is really just a non-bladed, so subtle chatterbait, right? Take the blade off and what do you have? You have a swim jig. All right, so I've got quite a few here. I wish I had a few more colors for you, but that's not really relevant. These ones I'll say, I showed in another video I did the other day. These I made, okay? You can buy all the stuff for them. You can buy all the stuff for them from Lure Net. Is it Lure Net? Lure Parts. I think it's lureparts.com. Anyway, these are just the Bill Lowen swim jig heads, and they come in different colors. This one happens to be bluegill, but you can get them in white. You can get them in different types of shad, those kinds of things. And then the skirts here, same thing. They come pre-made. They're really reasonable. I think you get a pack of 5 of them for like $2. By the time you build yourself the swim jig, they're really inexpensive. And the beauty of it is you can carry them in a plastic sandwich bag sized bag and really have a ton of different options because they don't take up any space that way, and you just pick your skirt, slide it on. I would only carry a couple colors of heads. I'm kind of a raw. I like raw if I'm doing a white or anything shad related. And then the good old bluegill there is going to kind of work for just about everything. And I've got a few others here, different brands. Here's Dirty Jigs. Okay, that's a shiner if I remember right. Yep. These are about $6, I think, if I remember right. This one is Secret Lures Swim Jig. And one thing I will say with a swim jig is probably I stayed pretty much in the 3/8. I have some 1/2 ounce. I think that Dirty Jigs is actually even bigger than that. 3/8 and quarter. The reason being is typically you want to fish the swim jig a little slower, but also near the surface, or over the tops of weeds, or near the surface along the edges of weeds. But this is the, let me pull this card out. It's Secret Lures. Now, I don't even remember where I got this, but it's a great color. It's called Candy Craw. So very bluegillish, if you will. And what you'll notice about the swim jigs is they all have this pointed head. Okay, that's so they can come through grass, tules, all that kind of stuff. With that pointed head, they come through much easier. That's a 1/2 ounce, and you see how big that 1/2 ounce Dirty Jigs head is, and it's not quite as pointed as these other ones. It is still pointed. It'll still come through it pretty good. And then for pond guys, this is the Ike Mini Swim. Boy, I'm just losing everything. I just opened this package. It's the Ike Missile Mini Swim. Okay, this one happens to be a 5/16. But nice, compact, small bait, okay? Great pond-sized bait, if you will. And they're very, very simple as far as putting a trailer on. If I want to throw a crawdad type color, I will use a Strike King Rage Bug and I just turn it on its side so it's straight up and down. So your kickers are more like a tail. If I'm mimicking any kind of bait fish, like I'm really kind of going after the bluegill look here, I use the X-Zone Swammer. This happens to be the 3.5 inch size. For the smaller ones, you could go down to the 3-inch size, but this one fits this hook and skirt pretty well. I'll probably trim the skirt up a little bit. Some of it's just hanging back a little far. Same thing with this, just trim it up just a wee bit. But these really mimic bait fish really well. And the beauty is, like I said, you can throw them anywhere. Now, for the most part, you're going to want to use something like a 7.2 to 7.5 heavy, fast action rod. A lot of people prefer braid on a swim jig. I think Bill Lowen said he was throwing 30-pound braid. Most people throw 40. I prefer to throw it on fluorocarbon myself. I just like casting fluorocarbon better. My hook set is just fine, so I can accomplish what I need to accomplish. Generally, when you're fishing the swim jig, you're also fishing shorter casts, okay? We're very target-oriented and cast specific. We want to hit our targets, okay? We're picking little pockets, we're picking little edges, or back up under cover. We want to get that bait in places where maybe other people aren't getting baits, but it's also, because it's target oriented, we want to keep that bait in a high percentage zone. So typically shorter casts, cast it out, reel it. With the Swammer, this is one of the things I really like about this particular trailer. You don't have to do a whole lot with it to get it to shimmy a bit side to side, right? However, if you want to add some more action, or you find you need to, you just kind of shake the rod tip a little bit, much like shaking a minnow. There's not really a wrong way to throw a swim jig, except not throwing a swim jig, right? They will work throughout the water column. It's just most of the time we're fishing them up in the water column, and you essentially want it to look like a struggling bait fish. When you throw the crawdad one, yeah, it's a crawdad pattern, but you're still fishing it up in the column and swimming it by those grass edges, brush. You can even throw it right into the brush. These things are really weedless, and that's one of the nice things about the swim jig, is you don't want to shy away from throwing it anywhere. You kind of want to throw it in there. If you're trying to keep it up and it's sinking too fast, just put your rod tip up in the air and shake it a little bit and do your retrieve to keep it at the depth you want. We're usually talking about in the top 1 foot. At times you may go a little deeper, but we're really talking about basics here and how to learn to fish the swim jig and get some confidence in it. Because this works really well on all types of bodies of water. We've used it at Orville, which is a highland reservoir, mostly spotted bass lake, and we fish it parallel to bluff walls. The spotted bass go nuts for it. Now in that case, you might trim this down a little bit and maybe just shorten the swim bait up just about a 1/2 inch, get it down to about that 3-inch range. But you see they come in all the colors you could possibly need, right? No shortage of colors. And again, oftentimes the swim jig puts really big fish in the boat. Now, the little ones don't shy away from it either, so we don't have to worry about that. If you want to throw a bait anywhere, this is a great pond bait. I guarantee you most ponds probably aren't seeing this presentation. So give it a try. Get out there, get yourself a couple swim jigs, put a swim bait on the back of it, and go catch you some fish. I'm Sean, the Average Angler. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.